Hello, one and all, and welcome to our brand new series here on the Hidden Realms YouTube channel, Race to the Battle of the Bands. We've been very excited for a long time to bring this series to you, but before we start, let me just tell you a little bit more about it because it's really cool. Race to the Battle of the Bands was born from this desire to bring in a ton of new creatives of all levels of experience with D&D onto the channel. We've got some amazing people. I cannot wait for you to see what they can do. Incredible roleplay stuff. And also this desire to expand what we can do with the storytelling engine that is Dungeons & Dragons. That being said, Race to the Battle of the Bands is not one, not two, but three consecutive campaigns, all connected and will eventually be intertwining with one another as we follow these three bands as they compete and grow from humble beginnings all the way to the heights of popularity when they face one another eventually in the titular Battle of the Bands. We're going to be releasing episodes from all three of these campaigns weekly, so you can check out all of them and keep going with all of them, or you can pick your favorite and follow them and root for them all the way through until the Battle of the Bands. We're so excited to show you this series, and so without further ado, let me get out of your face. Enjoy. Let's do a little bit of building the band. So, Isabyn, kind of set the scene. You are in the big city, sort of going around. What kind of typical things would you be doing sort of on this spring day as an urchin charlatan in the city?
Well, I spend my days walking around talking to people I know. There's a pub I like to hang out in, and I've got a lot of friends there. And people think I'm quite small and cute, and so they like to buy me drinks, and I use that to my advantage quite a lot.
Amazing. You're sitting and having a drink with one of your friends, who's a bit of who's a human with a bit more of this kind of this voice sniffs a lot, and he's having a beer, and he says to you, "You know what I hear? I hear that this year they're upping the prize pool for that Battle of the Bands thing that they put on every year. Yeah, I hear it's going to be 1 million gold pieces for the winner this year."
And
Man.
when is it taking place?
Oh, well, it's always at the end of the year, isn't it? It's around winter time, so it's springtime now.
So I've got time to. So I mean, if someone wanted to enter a band into it, they've still got time to do that then.
Oh yeah, they're taking entry. Taking entry until the end of the month, I thought.
That's good. It's good to know. Thanks for the tip.
Why do you play an instrument? You're gonna be in a band?
No, not exactly, but I know people, and I'm sure I could cobble a band together. People like me. People like doing what I say. So, yeah.
That we do, Isabyn. That we do. Well, I wish you good luck on that.
Thank you.
And he's gonna go get another beer. So you have this flash of inspiration. We're gonna put together a band. Where do you head first to try?
Well, first of all, as I'm in the pub, I'm gonna talk to the landlord because I want to know who's been in today. And if anyone's in town, any of my friends or he's seen recently, and particularly if he's known any people who've just like come in from other parts of the country and the world, anyone maybe who's carrying a musical instrument, because the landlord, he always knows stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one guy who keeps hitting everything around him very rhythmically. He's this sort of weird tiefling pirate dude who came into town just the other day.
I saw him.
Don't know if he's a musical type. He just keeps hitting things with a pair of sticks.
Mm-hmm. Was he doing it in rhythm? Could you tell?
Sounded pretty rhythmical.
And you said he's a sailor, did you say?
Yeah, that's what I heard. Carinthia is almost entirely landlocked, but they do the sea. They do have a couple of beaches in the north, so
You're in a landlocked country. It's just, oh yeah. Wishful thinking, you know. Don't let the geography destroy your dreams.
there could be like rivers and things that come from the sea, come into the country. So you can come like in a trading ship or something.
Well, I like a little paddle boat.
Paddle boat. Tombar, Jollysnorkle, whereabouts would you be on this fine spring?
I would be in paddling down a river in my dinghy, looking for cargo ships to siege and like
To steal from.
to steal from. But times are hard now, so I'm kind of like I'm going down the river and looking down the shallow bits and panning for gold because it's the best I can kind of do.
Cool. You pan for gold in this river. You get a couple copper pieces. Sort of. Each one is worth like 100th of a gold.
Okay.
So it's like pennies basically. But yeah, it's pretty slim pickings on this river here. There are a couple of cargo ships you could try, but you know, the people don't look like fighters, but you're going to be outmanned if it's just you in this one dinghy trying to get onto a cargo ship.
Yeah. So, oh, sorry, was there a question?
Oh no, it's just open to whatever you want to do. It's your choice.
Yeah. So, I'm panning and I'm panning, and I'm kind of not very satisfied with this. So I think I'm going to go for one of the cargo ships, but I got to sneak.
So yeah. So you're going to try to sneak onto this cargo ship. So here's going to be the first D20 roll of this entire endeavor, of this campaign, as it were. Go ahead and on the dice roller, roll one 20-sided dice, if you be so kind, and then add whatever you have as your number next to stealth to the roll.
So I'm rolling this. Okay, so go roll total, and then I add 4 to my stealth.
Cool. So what did you get on the die?
I got 4 on my die.
4 plus 4, so your total is an 8.
Oh, 8.
So you can kind of get an idea by the range of numbers you could possibly get, what is necessarily a good roll and what is a bad roll. So you've done a sneak check, so you're trying to go undetected on this cargo ship. I am going to roll perception for the guys on the cargo ship to see if they see you, and they have to beat an 8.
All right.
Right? So I rolled a 3, which means you're completely fine. So you sneak onto this cargo ship, and yeah, it looks like they are they're transporting some mean biscuits, some apples. One of these crates even looks like it might have some oranges in it. That's kind of cool.
Okay, so this is a food. This is food stock. Okay, cool.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go for the biscuits.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably flog those at like quite a high price, a bit like, you know, sort of Marks and Spencer's, Waitrose, and be like sell them to the upper classes and be like, these are some serious biscuits. So I steal the biscuits.
Yep, you got a couple good crates of biscuits into your dinghy without anybody seeing.
I think I'd need some fruit because, you know, scurvy's an issue. when you're a sailor. So I think the fruit is purely for my own nutritional value, and then the biscuits are for monetary gain.
Cool.
So I've sorted out like financial income and personal well-being in one go, and that's what I go for.
Great. So you get away with a few crates of biscuits and a crate of oranges. Where are you gonna head with that stuff?
I think I'm gonna go try and sell them at the tavern that is further upriver.
Fantastic. Yeah, you've been in there. You've been in there before. You kind of know the place. You've met a few people there.
Yeah, I played many open mics there as well as a drummer.
Fantastic. Isabyn, turns out that this guy who you were just hearing about comes in with some crates of biscuits.
Fantastic. What have you got there?
I've got some really posh biscuits. I've got some black currant shortbreads. I've got some millionaire shortcake. Made with like made by real millionaires.
That's
Yeah.
incredible. Are you just giving them out? Can I have one?
No. So these are being sold at a premium price. They're what's the currency in this one?
10 copper. Sorry, yeah, 10 copper equals 1 silver. 10 silver equals 1 gold.
Okay, so they're a gold each.
A gold each.
Yeah, but you haven't tried the biscuits yet.
I haven't, but do you know anybody around here, or do you want someone to help you, fence them?
Fence them? How do you? Oh, I see. Well, so yeah, maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. What do you want? I'm assuming you want something in return.
Well, are you the guy that has been hitting a lot of things rhythmically?
I've been known to hit things rhythmically.
Could you give me an example? Could you, barkeep, can I have a couple of glasses, please, and a couple of spoons?
Tink, tink. Slide
Thank
some over
you.
to you.
Take it away.
Give me a performance check there, Tombar.
Sorry.
So do the same thing. Roll a d20 and
D20.
and then add whatever it is you add to with your performance skill.
My performance skill is so it'd be 6. Oh, +1.
Cool. So you get a 7.
Oh, a 7. Sweet. Is that good?
Is that good?
No, it's not. 10 is about even.
Okay, right.
So that's kind of the bar by which you can go kind of up or down.
Okay. I mean, it wasn't that impressive. I like to tell people these things straight. Can I put you on my reserve list for a band I'm thinking of creating?
Yeah, all right. Why not? Yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're not busy.
How much are you paying?
We'll come to that later. Let's see if you make the band first, because you're on the reserves at the moment. So, is that all right?
I guess, do you want some biscuits?
Yes, I do.
Gnurgle Shroombeard, what have you been up to? Where are you at?
So I'd like to think I'm like a really lonely character, and I like to segregate myself and be a bit of a hermit. So are we all in the tavern?
We can make it so that everybody is in the tavern to make things easy. Yes.
All right. Okay. I'll be sitting in the darkest, smelliest corner of the tavern. Why smelliest? But just in the darkest corner of the tavern, and you see this wizard in like this dark blue and purple cloak and like hat that's crooked, and this like black beard and yellow and green eyes and long fingernails, just like looking through scrolls and with his horrible nails, is like, yeah, like this, just reading through. And he hears people talking about biscuits, and he's like, yeah, ding. And then he sort of like, he can, so one of my skills, because I took observance.
As your feet. Fantastic.
Yeah. So even though I can't hear you, I was reading everybody's lips whilst you were talking. I was like, meh, like that. So I sort of start shuffling over, and I'm like, "Are you putting the band together? I see." I'll talk to Isabyn, by the way. So
Yeah.
as I understand that you're putting a band together. As he's sort of like, with his horrible nails, just like.
Yes, that's right.
Let me show you what I can do, like that. And then he walks over to. Is there a piano? Can we say there's a piano?
This is a musical bar.
Yeah.
There's a
Okay.
piano.
Yeah. You all of a sudden just see him like reach into a pouch and then like just like snarfle up some mushrooms and like that. And then all of a sudden you see his like eyes become fixy and he's like and he just starts playing this piano and it's mad. He starts off with like diddle-in, diddle-diddle-doo, doodle-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. I've got to be quiet because I've got people in here, right? So, and then all of a sudden it then just goes into Iron Butterfly. Do you know the song? Like, Inagata da vida.
Oh, yeah.
And he just starts playing that, going, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And you're looking at him and he's going like, he is tripping balls as he's doing this. Like that. And then he just completely stops and just looks at you to gauge your reaction, Isabyn.
You know I'm going to need a performance check.
Great choice of song.
Let me go on my character sheet because there'll be a dice on there. Let's do a roll.
Butterfly. That was a great choice.
3.
It's mad, it's crazy, and it's truly
So
awful.
all of this with him tripping balls and this amazing music is actually what he's hearing in his head with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what? And he's across this piano just going. Gong, 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 gong.
Thank you. That was very nice. I've got a reserves list at the moment. Can I put you on the reserves list? Is that all right?
At the moment, he thinks that you're like a purple dragon. So he's just like, yes, put me on the reserve list, purple dragon. Like that. He just skulks back into the corner and you just see him on a come down, then just looking at a bit like, after.
It's two very short mushrooms, like last
That's the highest high, the quickest come down.
Yeah.
Fretna, you're in this bar too. You've just seen this absolutely insane performance on this piano in this bar. Tell us a little bit about who you are and why you're here, and what's going on in the land of Fretna.
So I'm here, but I've locked up my shop and I make sure that everything in there stays safe and no one can get harmed in it, because I have a very, very, very powerful flute, and that has to be kept safe. But every now and then I do leave my shop and just because I really love beer, like serious love for beer. So I go and enjoy a beer, and then this madman comes and gives this horrible performance, and I kind of just have to roll my eyes a bit because, you know, I have this magical, powerful flute that I'm really good at, obviously. And these guys, I don't know what they're doing.
Well, you have overheard, obviously, that this guy was trying out to be part of a band that this halfling woman seems to be putting together. Is that of any interest?
Well, yes, because I would like the recognition, but also, you know, it worries me because the flute is so powerful. So probably won't go and suggest myself that quickly.
If you love beer that so much, I'm going to assume that you know the innkeep.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. I know all of them.
Absolutely.
And I know every like different beer that they serve everywhere. Yeah.
They've multiple times they've offered you a job because you have this encyclopedic knowledge of beer.
Yeah.
So the innkeep's going to come up. You know, this guy is called. This guy's name is Pyrrhus. Pyrrhus Thisbydale.
Ugh.
Pyrrhus.
Something like a dream joke.
For all of those who like Midsummer Night's Dream. I had a little bit of fun. Pyrrhus will come up to you and go, you're way better than these guys. You're way better than these guys over here. I know you've got that magic flute that you have. We've got a flute out back. I could go get you one. You could show off a little bit, show these guys who's got the actual thing.
No.
Oh,
no.
come on,
Oh,
Fretna.
thank you. I do appreciate it, but no. I mean, I could, but no.
I mean, you should, because honestly, I need a palate cleanser after whatever that was.
Oh yes, I agree. Okay, if I must.
Yes.
Okay.
He goes and grabs you a flute.
This one's just a flimsy one. This has no power, so it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? I go over to introduce myself. Right. Who's Isabyn? Oh, hello. I've just witnessed, and I just thought for your sake and for everyone's sake, I just wanted to give a performance that was a bit of higher quality than what we've just seen. But yes, I was just wanting to offer that.
Thank you. I've seen you around, I'm sure. You're here quite often, aren't you?
Well, yes.
Come on then, play. I've got all day.
And I get up on stage and the room quiets.
Hush.
And do I have to do a performance check?
You do. You do with your flute.
No, it'd be good.
Oh, please.
Fingers crossed.
It's been terrible so far.
Yeah. This is not a good band so far.
So, D21, yeah?
Yeah, 1d20.
One roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Oh, it's a 12.
And what do you add to your performance?
So, I'm... What?
So, you know, your box with all the skills and where it says performance.
Yeah, so I think that's the 1. I don't know if I've done that correctly, but I think that's a 1.
You get a +1 to your performance?
Yeah.
What's your charisma score on your sheet?
Charisma 13.
Yeah. So,
Cool.
yeah, you get a total of a 13 for this performance check. And so, yes, it's
above average.
It's definitely just above average. It sounds better by comparison than it genuinely is.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a masterful performance, but it's good.
Competent.
If I had a better flute, obviously it would be better.
Yeah, I
Albeit.
mean, I can see that. That was
Yeah,
pretty good.
yeah.
I mean, of all the people I've auditioned today, you're
Oh,
certainly up
thank
there.
you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I didn't mean to audition. I just meant to offer a different taste in for your palate today. I'm just gonna go and have finish my beer.
Well, would you want to take part in a battle of the bands? There's a million in it for the winning team.
Oh,
Are
a
you interested?
million. A million.
You can buy a
A
lot of
million
beer
gold
with that.
pieces.
It's a lot of beer. I mean, obviously you
Alright.
get a whole million.
That is a lot of beer. Okay, I'm in.
Okay.
And Gwen, you are here as well. You want to give us a little bit of an intro and what's been going through your mind as all of this music has started to happen around the bar?
Gwen's been in town for about a week, and she's been staying in this inn. So she's mostly been just out of the inn exploring around. So she hasn't seen all of these people, and they're very different from what she's used to, which is what she's looking for. And she's just been amused by the various attempts, and then not impressed, but surprised that one of them wasn't so crap. And she's just, she kind of gets into the vibe of the flute a bit, and she's just chilling out. She's got her bow, and she's just kind of plucking at it at a rhythm. Not like meaning to show off anything. She's just like along to the flute. Do I need a roll?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
Everybody's gonna roll.
I don't have proficiency in performance, but I have proficiency in a musical instrument of my class.
This is correct.
Or the musical instrument from my background. So I am using it for this, essentially.
100%.
Oh boy, that's a natty one, everybody.
Oh, mate, what is going on?
Truly
We
atrocious.
can't roll.
We're gonna have
Truly
to.
bad.
We're gonna have to have like a montage, a training montage, aren't we?
You guys will have. You guys will have a
And
training.
everyone gets better.
She stops very quickly because even she knows that this is bad, and she's hoping no one noticed.
Unfortunately for Gwen, Isabyn notices that there's a very, very terrible bass player who was playing alongside Fretna.
But this is like a storytelling trope. A group of incompetent underdogs overcome.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool
It's
runnings.
gonna be amazing.
What's
Cool
the other
runs.
band? All be bards.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We have the makings of a classic narrative trope right here.
Isabyn, you are actually, I'm gonna let you do anything you're gonna do in terms of whether you and Gwen meet and what have you.
Excuse me, you with the guitar, the bass. Hello? Hello? Hi.
Oh, me.
Yes, you. No one else is holding a bass around here. Hi. Do you play anything else? Any better?
No, that's about my skill level.
Would you say today was kind of average, or are you worse?
Today- I generally am a touch better.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you heard, I've been talking to a few people in the bar, and I'm trying to put a band together for a battle of the bands, and I do need somebody on bass. Would you be interested in being on my reserve list?
And there was something about a big performance, like a cash prize.
Yeah, a million gold pieces to be shared equally amongst all of us, obviously.
Is this like a well-known competition?
Yeah.
Yes,
You've not heard of it?
but they've upped the cash prize from previous years. to try to
No, I'm-
draw more crowds, etc. It's
I haven't heard of it. I'm new in town, but is this what we've got? If I were to agree, this group here couldn't help but notice you seem to only have a reserve list, not a primary list.
So shady. Like, I've got a reserve list. And, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna hold out slightly longer and maybe audition a few more people, and then there's a good chance you're top of the reserve list for base. Definitely.
Yeah, I
So-
was waiting for some sort of qualifier there for base.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, and if you have the time, and it'd be a good way to meet people if you're new in town. We're a friendly place. This will help.
Why not?
Great. Good to have you on board.
And your name is?
Isabyn.
Isabyn. Gwen.
Nice
Pleasure to meet you.
a slightly wide-eyed gnome with sort of blue robes on, one of those pointy hats with a very badly sewn-on silver star on it, a silver moon, who looks like he's well into his drink, comes over to you, Isabyn, as you finish talking to Gwen. And he says, well, I hear you're the manager of a new band looking to win the Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, that's right, correct.
I don't know if you know how that sort of thing works, but it requires that you go around and tour lots of places. It requires that you up your popularity, that you increase your band's skill and practice over the course of the year, and then you can go to the Battle of the Bands and compete with the other best people. And all of that travel requires money.
Yes.
I am willing to sponsor such a band.
Fantastic. In exchange for what?
I want you to win. I want you to beat my brother's band in the Battle of the Bands. I'll tell you something. My brother is a lazy git. And he decided one day, he said, I'm just going to do magic. And magic came out of his hands. Whereas I had to study for years and years to get my magic. And then one day he was like, I guess I'll just manage a band and I'll just win the contest. And I was like, he doesn't get to have this. He doesn't get to have this. He has all our parents' love. He has all the magical gifts. He doesn't get to win the Battle of the Bands without putting in any effort. So I'm willing to sponsor your band.
Well, what if we don't win?
Well, I suppose I'll have sunk some money into a lost cause then, won't I?
Sounds like a pretty win-win situation for me.
Indeed.
I'm up for it.
Very good to have you on board. Your musicians all sound absolutely terrible, but I'm sure they'll improve with time. You seem a competent lady. You'll get them on track. My name is Zachariah Bilbron.
Good to meet you, Zachariah.
Well, it's very good to meet you.
Isabyn.
Isabyn. I knew that.
Zenula.
Yes, Zenula. Great. Bilbron. Zachariah Bilbron. My brother is Cody Bilbron. I hate him.
Zach and Cody. Shut up.
Oh god! Oh god!
I had way too much fun coming up with this.
You really
idea. I'm crying with my own pleasure at my own joke. Dear God. Right. Listen, you're going to want to start right away. I'm sure I'll be able to figure out getting you some gigs some starter things in some rural areas, some places where you won't draw too much attention to yourselves if you really are bad. Too much bad press, that is. We'll work your way up, as it were.
Yeah, sounds good.
Lovely. There's a town. He goes and he looks in his robes and he pulls out like far too much paper for what could possibly fit in his pockets. And he goes, yes, there's, I know some people who are looking for a gig, somebody to play a gig in Batterbury, in south of the city. I know the mayor who lives there. It's a lovely place, and surely you can whet your teeth. Appetite, sharpen your teeth, whet your appetite.
All of those.
In such a place. Listen, I'd love to meet your band.
Okay, great. When is this gig?
This gig, it's like in 2 nights' time. You'll have to leave like now.
Okay, we'll have to practice on the road. Great. So let me introduce you to the band. Guys, you just gather round.
I'll deal with all the registration and stuff, blah, 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 blah. Hello, yes. Oh, wow, what an eclectic group you have here. A tiefling, a tiefling, a halfling, a human, a Goliath, and a half-elf walk into a bar, eh? I've not heard that one before either. Anyway, lovely to meet you. I assume everybody introduces themselves. Let's do it. Let's go through.
I'm Tombar Jollysnorkle.
The Jollysnorkles, an excellent line of daring pirates.
See?
Fretna Silverhair. Fretna Silverhair. I'm the Goliath.
You're so tall that he has to like stand on tiptoes to reach your hand if you're going to shake his hand.
And then I reach his hand and he swings from side to
Ooh, this is fun! He vomits a little bit. Oh, excuse me. Wipes it off with his beard.
Gnurgle, do you want to introduce yourself?
And he comes up to you. Before he even puts his hand out, he starts just sort of like inspecting you a little bit. Gnome. I see. Very interesting. What do you study, Zachariah?
I study conjuration magic myself.
Very interesting. Very interesting. My name's Gnurgle Shroombeard. I deal with illusions on my games. And then he like puts out his hand with his like claws, like, and you could choose to take it or not.
He wipes his hand on his vomit-stained beard and takes your hand.
You notice that he has hair on the palm of his hands.
Bill Braun is either too drunk or a weirdo and does not seem to mind. You notice he's got a wet hand when he takes your hand.
I'll be very interested to speak with you in more depth, Zachariah, about sharing some spells at some point.
Well, absolutely. I would be more than happy to learn some of the illusion magic, and if you want to conjure things, little toy box just like springs out of his hand and flies away. Well, whatever you like, we could do that.
Yes, very good. And then you see him just sort of like slither backwards, but like his feet don't seem to move. He just sort of like, yeah. Yeah. Like he's on a, what do they call it? Well, there's wheelie boards. Anyway, yeah.
Amazing. And this lovely half-elf person with the bass guitar. Hello, my name is Zachariah.
Gwen, pleasure to meet you.
Yes, pleasure all mine. Blah, 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 blah. So, everybody, I've met you all now. You seem just a group of people. I need, if I'm going to register you, if you're going to go on your way, I'll register you for the Battle of the Bands. I need a band name.
Yeah.
Waste.
I heard you calling these people part of your reserve list. Is that the name of your band?
Yes, That's the name of our band, the Reserve List.
It's
Very
appropriate.
good. He takes out a pen and, like, again, several rolls of paper fly out of his sleeve, and he writes down reserve list. Or the reserve list. Folds that up. Well, I suppose you'll be looking for your first stipend. And you see him hold out like a leather pouch and sort of like produce gold coins into this pouch. He goes, oh, trickery, illusion. It's conjuration. And he hands you, as the manager, Isabyn, a pouch full of gold to fund your first leg of your journey.
Thank you.
Well, this has been a lovely evening. Immediately passes out.
Strange guy.
Yeah. Pyrrhus Thisbydale comes over and like picks him up and is like, don't worry, we'll look after him. He does this all the time. Whenever his brother has done something that he's blah blah blah. And thus the adventure, the tale of the Reserve List band and their race to the Battle of the Bands was born.
Literally can't believe that it's called Reserve List. That was quick thinking.
That was
And
genius.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Hello, one and all, and welcome to the Hidden Realms channel. I am your local GM, Joshua McGregor, and I am joined by these incredible humans. Say hello, incredible humans.
Hello.
Hello, incredible humans.
Thank you. Thank you, Ralph. That's perfect. Our cast is a little bit smaller than it was last time. Unfortunately, Miranda had a scheduling conflict, as did Hugo, and Leoni has stepped away so that she could do other amazing creative things. But we are left with a tight, brilliant core group of people who will be joining us on our adventures in the race to the Battle of the Bands. So we've got Alberta, who's playing Gwendolyn, Gwen Siannodel.
Hello.
We've got Julien, who's playing Tombar, Jollysnorkle.
Hello.
Thought that was your name.
Truly the best. Closely followed by Ralph, who's playing Gnurgle, Shroombeard.
Yo.
Incredible. So, last time you guys formed a band called the Reserve List, which Miranda's character, Isabyn Zenula, helped to put together. You were told that there is a $1 million gold piece prize for the winner of the titular Battle of the Bands that takes place in the capital city of Garandia, called Garanseal, the end of the year. You have a gauntlet of 10 towns to visit and do a gig at to increase your popularity, to gain yourself extra items and levels and magic before you reach the Battle of the Bands. And the more popularity you gain, the more of an edge you will have when you eventually face your sister or twin brother band, which is being run by Neil in his campaign. So you will eventually be facing off against them. I know. You earn popularity by, this is minor spoilers because it's the first time we're doing this, but in each town you go to, there will be a mystery of some description that solving will give you popularity for that particular town, and then some of that will be converted into global popularity as you go and run this gauntlet of 10 towns. So, without much further ado, you rushed out of Garanseal and made your way to the town of Batterbury. It was the first location that you have a gig at. The gig is at the local inn, which is run by one Peregrine Trillion. And he's the guy that you've got to talk to about setting up your space, This time of the year, they've got bands who are kind of like doing this circuit, and so people have come and done gigs and moved on to other towns, and you guys are the latest in the list of people who will be doing gigs in this town. So it's part of the culture. Everybody in the town really loves these events and comes out. The inn is also a tavern, and they make tons of money selling drinks to people while people perform here. And just a little bit of extra information about this town in particular. You are just south of the capital. And so this place, while it is quite small, it's also quite rich. There is the main town and then a couple of villas kind of in the countryside nearby, which are owned by two very distinguished families. The first is owned by the Autumnsons, and the second is owned by the Winbrants, who are both noble houses of this fantasy country. The Lord and Lady Autumnson, Hugo and Vanessa, are staying in their estate, but you will know from local talk that the Winbrants, in fact, have fallen on quite hard times recently. And shall we do the first history check of the game? Could everybody please roll me a d20 and add whatever it is next to history in your skills to what you roll?
Really sorry, I forgot to bring up the dice app.
No worries in the least.
That's a big old 11.
11.
17 for me.
Oh, Gnurgle with his knowledge coming in handy.
Hold me 1 second. In classic Tombar Jollysnorkle incompetence.
I cannot wait.
I'm becoming my character.
That's the way it always goes.
I'm just looking for the app. Oh no. Okay, wait. It's happening.
It's happening.
Oh, wait, the group chat on Facebook's loading. Dice, there we are.
Pardon me.
Sorry. I failed.
You have not failed, Julien.
Okay.
We do not fail
cool.
here. We fall with style.
Unless we roll a 1, then we fail.
Then you
Okay,
fail
so
big time.
20-sided dice, I got to roll.
20-sided dice.
Okay.
You got 5 on the
4.
die. -1 is 4.
Oh, 4. So turn that to a 4.
There you go.
Got there in the end.
We are going to be doing a lot of these, so you will get used to the system. In this case, a 4, an 11, and a 17. Gnurgle, you will know. You will have heard in the local news that the Lord Winbrant, Sir Percival Winbrant, actually died recently, and leaving his failing estate to his cousin, I can't remember, his cousin's child, whose name is Pierce. He is a grown man. So,
What's the name of the person inheriting the estate?
the person inheriting the estate is Pierce.
Pierce, yeah.
Pierce Winbrant. And he inherited it from Percival, who is dead. Now, these two houses, these two noble families who set up their estates in the same town, famously do not get on very well. There was a dispute between Percival and Hugo Autumnson's father, where so the Windbrants had a bit of land and they sold it to the Autumnsons. The Autumnsons then discovered that there was quite a rich gold mine on the property when they started to dig, and the Windbrants were like, actually, give that back. That was our land, and we cut the deal off. And they took it to the king, and the king was like, no, you sold this land. That's on you. So Windbrants were like, we don't like that. And them and the Autumnsons didn't get along since that point. And that is all of the history that you have going into this town. So
The Windbrants don't like each other.
That's basically the relevant information.
Okay.
Indeed. So Zachariah Bilbron, who's this gnomish wizard who is your sponsor in this case, since Isabyn is not directly with us here, is going to act as the manager and come with you and bring you to the appropriate site where you'll be doing your gig and trying to earn popularity for your particular band. He comes and so everybody, welcome. We're welcome to Batterbury. This is the first of the gauntlet. We're starting, obviously, it starts in a different place and sort of does a rotation like this. My twin brother Cody is he's starting in Pendleware, which is sort of a postage place. I don't know. I didn't research very much about it. In any case, it's very important to beat my twin brother, so you have to do very well in your gig here. Understand? Excellent. Good. Now go. We'll meet the innkeep. He's the one who will be paying us, essentially. We'll get paid, of course. I'm investing a lot into this band. And you guys are free to enter this inn. It's very cozy. It's one of these like little town inns, but the ground level has been like extended sort of like by the amount of like a barn so that people can come in and actually, and there's like a stage, there's like an elevated area on one side.
Okay. Gnurgle is going to shuffle along to the bar. And what type of time are we, BTW?
Sorry?
What type of time are we?
Type of
Morning.
time? Oh, we'll say that you guys arrive mid-morning.
Okay, so Gnurgle is going to approach the bar, shuffling along with his hands kind of like this. And he approaches the barkeep. I'm assuming there's a barkeep at the bar.
Peregrine Trillium.
Peregrine. I say, good morning. May I ask you about what ails you keep behind your bar?
What ails me? Usually I'm the one who asks what ails you, and you drink.
I have a particular taste. I would just be interested in finding you have something strong and dark, please.
Something strong and something dark. Indeed.
Yeah.
He'll go behind the bar and he'll sort of go, yes, the Dwergar's Grundle is quite strong, but of course, particularly acquired taste. What about this? The Tiefling's Snortfire.
I lean in and like, may I have a sample?
Of course. And he'll pour Dwergar's Grundle and Tiefling Snortfire and slide you to like little quarter shots.
So Gnurgle picks them both up and like really over the top, like sticks his big nose in each of the shot glasses and like gives like a real big like to both of them, to one, and then you see him just look at the barkeep going, they have quite a bouquet, don't they? And then
yes.
So he swashes back one, and it's all very much like, and drinks down one, and then does exactly the same as the other, like that, and he's, I think I'll go with the tiefling ale, please. Thank you.
Indeed. And he will pour you a full drink of the tiefling snortfire, and ask you for some. Oh, he'll say no. Actually, he'll say the first one for the band is on the house. First one's on the house.
Much appreciated.
And you see, sorry, go ahead. Yes.
You see him just take the ale glass very slowly, and then just finds a corner and with a handful of scrolls, and just sits down, and you see him just sipping on it very, very slowly, and he'll wait there for a minute until things start to happen.
Amazing.
Okay.
Jollysnorkle?
Yes.
What do you do when you come into this space?
So, Jollysnorkle is currently kind of ducking and diving in between the chairs and tables, pinching like the remaining pinching people's glasses, and like just taking a little bit and pouring it into an empty glass, and the hope that he can like accumulate his own pint from a mix of different drinks. Because I'm a ragtag thief, and I don't pay for drinks. I blend into my environment and adapt. So I'm now like shifting through, and then like quickly going and then putting it back before someone like goes to take a gulp, and then I emerge proud with my pint. So that is basically like a Ring of Fire cup.
Absolutely. Can you please
sipping away, and it's disgusting, but I have to pretend that I like it to look cool to everyone else. So I'm just like, and I'm currently chilling with Gnurgle Shroombeard, using the corner of one of his scrolls as a coaster that is now left like a ring. So, yeah.
You see him just very slowly reach across to his scroll and like put his hand on it and pull it slowly back towards himself. And he goes, "You do realize, little man, that you could have had a drink on the house for free. You didn't need to steal all those beers to make a Ring of Fire pint."
To which I'm like, what stealing? What Ring of Fire pint? This is my free pint. And then I just like look, make sure no one's looking, and then I just like pour it into like some dog bowl where like someone's dog is like just sipping away.
Okay.
And then I go off and get an actual pint.
Okay. First, I need you to make, for all of that, I need you to make a stealth check just to see how unseen you were when you assembled this pint.
Okay.
So, once again, it's the D20 plus whatever you've got for your stealth.
Okay. 16 is my...
And is that just on the die, or did you add...
Oh, so 16, and then is it dexterity?
It's stealth, so it's in the same skills column near the bottom.
Stealth.
At the bottom. Mid-bottom.
Let's see.
He's going to be mind sweeping all night with this roll, isn't he?
+1, so 17.
17. So you successfully assembled this pint without anybody noticing, and then tip it out into a nearby dog bowl, and the dog looks at you with what can only be just purest sadness in his eyes. This little cute dog with enormous eyes and floppy ears just looks at you like, why have you done this to me?
To which I'm like, deal with it.
And you go and you want to grab a drink?
Yeah.
Dwergar's Grundle, Tiefling Snortfire.
What are the drinks do you have?
Well, let me quickly make some up on the spot for you here. The Feywild Flayer.
Feywild Flayer. Ooh, nice.
Mm.
Is that a craft beer?
Yes, it's handcrafted in the Feywild.
Is it a Feywild IPA? Is it?
Feywild is basically Titania and Oberon's realm from Midsummer Night's Dream in Dungeons and Dragons. And in this world, it's a little bit different. It's actually called the Dreaming, but we're gonna call it the Feywild anyway.
I'll have that bad boy.
There you go.
Can I have a tiny umbrella in there as well?
Trillian, Peregrine looks at you and you ask him this. And he's completely deadpan for a second. And then he goes, this guy knows what's up. And he goes and he gets this tiny little umbrella and he opens it and he puts it in your drink and he goes, you're awesome. This guy's got class. Everybody, these guys are cool. And you've got this little thing with a tiny umbrella, and a couple of the patrons are like, "Oh, cool! He's got a tiny umbrella in his cup. That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
There you go.
Name. Tiny umbrella.
Tiny umbrella. The Feywild Flair is 70% alcohol, but tastes like juice.
Oh.
So there you go.
That's great. I love it.
I don't know what your tolerance is like for alcohol.
Do I have to roll a dice now?
If you want to roll, we could roll.
What my tolerance is. This will be fun.
Please roll me a Constitution saving throw. So right above the skills is where your Constitution, your saving throws are, and if you roll the 20-sided die and add what you get for the Constitution one to it, we'll do. So Gnurgle, you can do this as well for your drink, and Gwen.
Oh fuck!
I'm not getting a drink. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, you weirdos.
Brilliant.
Oh no! I got.
How dare you?
7.
7.
Oh.
Glorious.
And my Constitution is 11, but my modifier is +0.
Yeah, so it is just 7.
Yeah.
So did you want a con save and a...
Just con save.
Oh, well, it was 8 for me. Clearly it's too early in the morning.
The two of you do not handle yourselves well. For somebody who is always getting high, I mean, it doesn't actually take much. This is how you manage your budget. It's because
I
quickly.
like to think that the beer I've ordered is ridiculously strong and dark. I'm gonna just go with that, and it's blowing my noodle off.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
absolutely.
he's so Gnurgle sort of like takes a sip and he's like, and like knowingly that it's like really strong, and like gets about like 2/3 way to the pint, and he seems like.
Gwen's just looking at these two and just questioning her choices. Just what have I gotten myself into here?
Zachariah is like, yes, the tiefling's not fire, the Feywild Flare. Trillian, Julien, my man, can I get both of those in the same cup? And he makes himself a ring of fire, half and half of those two drinks, and sits down with you. And I'm gonna roll his con save right now. He got a natural 1, which is the lowest you can get, and Julien is an automatic failure, or a critical failure. And so you're going. Rah, rah, rah. He takes a sip and starts singing wordlessly, tunelessly, and dancing around the bar at 10 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So yes, Gwen, these guys are all getting drunk.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
After she has her little internal crisis, she figures she just can't be bothered with a crisis right now. And she is going to, well, first she's going to look around and see what other people are in here getting drunk at 10 in the morning.
Most people aren't getting drunk at 10 in the morning. The few people who do have drinks are sort of like, one sip every, 10 minutes or so.
Hair of the dog.
going through one beer.
Yeah.
As they go through their day. But there are lots of people who've come, it seems, as like their regular, meet with people and hang out sort of thing. There's one table which also has like the chess grid on it, and people are playing chess.
Anyone interesting? Anyone stand out?
Make a perception, please, if you would be so kind.
Keep rolling into things, no matter what I roll
Let me go
in.
to the loo. I'll be back.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all good.
That's a 13.
13. There is one person who is sort of sitting on his own. He's going through some like paperwork in front of him, but looks a little bit like he doesn't quite understand what he's doing. But he definitely has the kind of air, more of an air of everybody around here is like, they're townspeople, right? These are farmers and miners, and that sort of, not poor, but certainly not rich. This guy looks like he's got new clothing that's quite rich, but is not quite fit him.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
Okay.
the guy who stands out to you.
Thank you. I'll sit down with these guys, and just sort of survey things, get used to this new place, and very, very quietly, so that like no one can hear, just getting like the fingering, getting the fingering down. She's.
Does she now? Oh.
This is another unpleasant
Wow.
sex. We had this problem yesterday. Okay. Just, without actually strumming, so that if it sounds bad, no one can hear. Just work on getting used to finger positions on the bow, on her bass bow. Practice that, and she'll keep an eye on this guy, and if he ever looks up or catches her doing it, she's just gonna give him a little smile and a wink.
He does that. You do that. He has like a little blush and is a bit flustered and sort of doesn't know what to do with himself and goes back to trying to read his papers.
All right.
Peregrine is going to come over and actually speak to you for a second. Gwen, he says, I was wondering, you seem to be the most put together of your of your team. Not that the others are anything less than professional. What time do you think you guys will be setting up and starting your gig this evening? We kind of let everybody set their own schedule and let us know kind of what they want to do. Everyone's got their own styles, as it were, as a band.
Probably around 9 o'clock start. I mean, what's load-in times? Is there another act going before us, after us? How long does it take? Do we have a section taped off backstage for our stuff? What's the deal?
Runs through all the logistics for you. There are like some locals who will get up on stage with a guitar and sing a song or two. If you guys are starting at 9, then they'll do some things from like 7 to warm up. Some people who have written some stand-up comedy about the political situation of the 10 Kingdoms.
I'll listen to that. I'll cringe at it, but I'll listen to that.
Brilliant. I refuse to improvise that. I refuse.
Is there anything in it about Thorogrove or Garandia?
Oh, this will be later. So this will be later in the...
Okay.
Unless you guys want to just say that you hang out in town until the evening when you guys are meant to do your gig.
I'm going out.
Oh, you're going out? Okay, well, if you're going out, you're going out. So, yeah, there will be that kind of thing. There is not really a backstage. It's just kind of, you'll come in and do your thing. Cool beans, cool beans. So be like, right, okay, you guys come here. Tell you what, you get here, it's, common courtesy to see what people are up to. So get here around, 7-ish.
All right.
And yeah, it'll all be whatever you need to do to set up. I'm more than happy to help with that.
Well, thank you for that. Anywhere worth checking out in this town?
We have a diviner's shop in town. That's a big draw. The shop is called something that I wrote down.
Something that I wrote down.
It
Interesting name.
is. It is. It's called that. No, it's called Madame Mad's Augury Auction.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Thank you. And I'll write down what that looks like. The thing about that you should know, he says, is auction is misspelled when I sent that to you, but you know what I mean. You should know is that Madame Mad, who is the actual diviner, kind of comes and goes as she pleases, and she's not always in, and there are no real hours that she keeps. She's just sort of there sometimes and not there other times. So there you go. But that's definitely a place to check out. And he'll name a couple of shops that sell, like herbal poultices, shiny rocks and things that people found, next to the veins of gold and things that aren't worth very much but are pretty. Like jewelry shops and that kind of thing.
Cool. Thank you.
Not at all, not at all.
I will ask these guys if they want to come out exploring with me.
I'm up. Absolutely. Bring it on.
Wants to go in questioning her choices.
Gnurgle is always looking for new spells, so anywhere that has anything that's curious, he will endeavor to investigate further. So, yes.
There you go.
I think we should go shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have very little money, so might have to borrow some if I need
Yeah,
some.
I might have to borrow some too. Those biscuits I stole didn't sell very well.
Zachariah Bilbron would be the person who you would borrow money from in this circumstance. As you start to get yourselves together to go out shopping, you see that he has passed out. And Peregrine's like, all good. I'll set him up, and he'll sleep it off upstairs. I'm sure he'll be ready again by the time you guys go on stage.
Yeah, sounds good. Tombar, do you want to... Maybe you could help bring him up, get him set up.
Sure.
All right.
So I first go, my response is, who? And then I fumble around, and then I see him lying on the floor. I go, oh, a nice place to sleep. and like sit there as well for a bit because I'm pretty smashed. And then I go, hang on, isn't he like our manager guy?
Indeed, he's our financial patron.
Our financial patron. Sweet. Does that mean he can buy me another drink?
I mean, it means he has the money, but he's asleep right now. But perhaps we'll bring him upstairs. If you need a hand, I can help you.
Cool. Can you bring me up too?
I'll try. I'll try and bring them up.
Wait. And then I'm like, oh wait, why are we supposed to go out shopping?
See if there's anything that can help us for our gig.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure Zachariah would be very supportive of this.
When's the gig on? I'd love to go see it.
We'll come here around 7 and we'll see some stuff.
Okay.
We need to be ready for 9, so I would recommend we'll see how long it takes this to wear off you, and then.
Oh wait, you're one of my bandmates. Oh, you're the bassist.
That is indeed true. You've got it, man.
Oh man. Okay, cool. So, are there any music shops in town? Because I need a drum kit.
Oh, 100%. There's a music shop in town. I completely forgot that. Yeah, it's one of the. It's on the Gauntlet, so there would be a music shop.
So are we not starting with our own?
You definitely do have your own instruments, though. Tombar, you would definitely have your own drums and things.
All right. Okay.
So you don't need to buy, unless you want to buy like an extra, cymbal or something.
Yeah.
Cowbell.
Worth checking out.
Cowbell, yeah. Triangles, yeah.
Xylophone, all that fun stuff.
Yeah. Synth pad.
Probably, we will need that actually. Yeah.
Magical synth pad, yeah.
Pad that like radiates colors.
Ooh.
Now you're starting to think with magic.
I'm gonna try and bring Zachariah upstairs to get him set up.
If he's a gnome, so you can bring him up, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just an empty room that you can dump him.
Can I take a little bit of money out of his coin purse?
Indeed. It looks like whatever trick he does to like make money happen, he doesn't actually carry a huge amount on him. It's like his magic that allows him to access the vast amount of his money. So you've got a coin purse with 30 gold pieces in it.
Cool. What I will do is I'll leave 10 in there and just bring 20.
Amazing.
So that he doesn't immediately go, it's empty.
Great. So you drop him off. You've got 20 gold pieces. And if you come back downstairs, something will transpire.
Oh.
In through the door walk Hugo and Vanessa Autumnson, a pair of incredibly well-dressed nobles. And there is an entire entourage of people who come with them. It seems like they've begun some sort of they had some sort of breakfast party, which now they're moving into this space and they're basically taking over and doing this incredible show of opulence and what have you, and doing like a day-long party as part of this as part of the day where there's going to be a lot of music in here, and so lots and lots of people come in as well, and immediately Peregrine is busy behind the bar, and the place starts to fill up with people. They take the biggest table and are surrounded by people who will laugh at anything that they say. These guys look like huge snobs. There you go.
Either of you two know who the hell these guys are?
I assure you that Gnurgle will not know them. Oh, well, you'll know of them. I've given I've given you the lowdown of the families.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Like Gnurgle ain't gonna be rubbing shoulders with these type of people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Tombar Jollysnorkle was like, hang on, I think I've stolen from them before. He has like this, he kind of like, he greets the people he's stolen from like old friends, because he's got fond memories of that theft. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember. Oh no, wait, sorry, yeah.
Perhaps we should avoid that.
Yoink. Yeah. So I'm pinching some coins.
You want to pinch some coins right now?
Yeah, I want to pinch some coins. I am like, because I'm sneaky pickpocket kind of.
Can you give me a sleight of hand check, please?
What does that mean? Oh, sleight of hands.
Indeed.
+1.
So roll the d20 and add +1.
Okay.
To steal money from the people you've already stolen money from.
Can I give him the help action
You
by?
can give him the help action.
Okay.
What are you doing to help?
I'm going to walk. I will sort of walk around in front of them, and I'll look at them, and I'll have we met before?
I don't think we have. What did you get, Julien?
I got, it's loading, 13.
Now, she's given you the help action, which in D&D means if anybody wants to help another person, they give them what's called advantage on their roll, which means you roll 2 d20s and take the higher roll. So basically, roll one more time, and if it's higher, take that one instead.
I've got 11 and 13.
So 13 would be the highest one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we have met. Grabs Tombar's hand. I think I recognize this hand. Vanessa, do you recognize this hand? Oh, Tom, oh, yes, Hugo, I believe I do recognize this hand. This is the hand that stole from us all the way back in Gardenseal. Oh, yes, I remember. And who was attached to this hand? A pirate. How interesting.
Oh, man.
I don't believe that he was processed by the proper authorities back in the city. No, I don't believe he was, Hugo.
This man stolen from you?
Oh, yes. Why? Are you some kind of sheriff?
I'm a ranger. I'm from Thorogrove, but I'm here doing a tour, training, but I can take him to the proper authorities.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, yes, she's from Thorogrove. Did you hear that, my dear? Oh, yes, I have, Hugo. I heard that she's from Thorogrove. What a clever little half-elf person. Oh, my. And you are, Tombar, you are handed off to Gwen.
I'm gonna walk him out of the place, pretend to tie up his hands, walk him out, get down, go down an alleyway, and undo him.
Yeah.
Solid.
All right,
Maybe
Gnurgle
best not to try that again.
Hey, you tried to help me out. You can talk.
I tried to help you out so that you wouldn't get caught, and you still did.
No. Yeah, but you don't.
You were gonna do it anyway, weren't you?
Yeah, but you can't like. Never mind. When are we going shopping?
Gnurgle sort of like slithers out of the door, like down the alleyway. Like, can I suggest that if you're going to be stealing anything whilst we're on tour, that you get some practice in beforehand? Can I suggest that you leave the stealing till after we've done our performances? And then just sort of like slithers off again.
I love the verbs you're using for Gnurgle.
They will
It's
run
so
out very
good.
quickly. My
So
vocab is
unpleasant, so unnerving.
It's like, oh god.
Really beautiful. So before you guys can get anywhere, really, you see that the very bright sort of morning suddenly becomes overcast, and the warm day becomes quite chilly. And are you guys in an alleyway right now?
Yeah.
You guys are
We're like just at the edge. I was about to follow.
Yeah, just at the edge outside of this inn. You see passing along the street leading towards the inn floats an enormous ghostly figure. Ooh. And you feel a chill in the air as he passes. And you see this figure's sort of wearing sort of nobleman attire that looks like very rough and aged, and he looks quite ancient and has this beard. And you see that it enters this inn, and all the sound from inside stops.
Damn it. Are any of you any of use with these things, or am I gonna have to go in alone?
I'm very curious about what has just entered into this establishment. I'd very much like to take a closer look.
I think I'm just gonna go shopping. Got some things to catch, maybe get some food for everyone. I think that'd be nice. There's no need. I think.
Woo! And the cold air blasts out of the inn, and you can hear, even from outside, you can hear, oh, the pain of purgatory. I am the ghost of Percival Windbrand. My house sunk to such ruin because of them, because of the autumn suns. I just saw Ralph look at me and I broke.
Sorry.
My family brought to such ruin. I so can find no peace while I know that they hold claim to land which once belonged to me. Hugo, you must give back the land you stole from me. Your father stole from me. Give it back, or I shall wreak such vengeance upon you and your family that you, like I, will wither and perish, never to know the pleasures of the great Mount Celestia or the heavens. Ooh.
Can I see if this is a real ghost? Or an
How
illusion.
would you like to find that out?
I don't know. Can I investigate it or something?
I
No.
have detect magic. If you would like me to expend a spell slot, that could narrow it down for you a little bit.
I will try investigating it first.
By all
Go
means.
ahead and
then
make
we'll see.
that investigation check.
Ooh, that's a 4 plus 3. That's a 7.
A 7, it looks like a ghost.
It looks like a ghost. If it looks like a ghost and it talks like a ghost.
It's entirely possible that somebody is illusion magicking, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You can't really
Yeah.
tell.
Okay.
At this point, I don't want to see this great idea go unfollowed up, so I will use detect magic. Please.
You use detect magic, and you can sense illusion magic behind this ghostly figure.
High five, Alberta, from over here.
There you go.
Nice. Doing an awful lot of monologuing for a ghost.
You have until the end of the day
Ooh, okay.
before I wreak my vengeance
Run
upon
and tell
you.
Hamlet, okay.
And the ghost fades out through the walls and disappears and becomes one with the wind. And the sky opens up again and the warmth of the sun is felt once again.
Gnurgle, it looks very calm around just seeing a spectre, and he goes, "That's some very interesting illusionary magic right there that I've seen. He's no more a ghost than I am a handsome prince."
Oh.
That's more unnerving than seeing a possible ghost.
Yeah.
You say that, and immediately Hugo and Vanessa run out of this inn screaming. It's like, "Oh no, we have to run away!" And the townspeople are like, "A ghost! Ba-ding, 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 ba-ding! Initiate
Ghost alarm.
procedures!" And everybody starts rushing to their homes and locking and barring their doors.
Can the Ghostbusters arrive at this point?
I think that's
we
what we
are
are.
the
The only thing you're missing is a van that says mystery, a machine on the side.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo.
The wagon is a horse-drawn cart.
Yeah. Don't cross the magic missile streams.
Yeah.
I could put my head back in and just to Peregrine be like, you guys seem to have a routine for ghosts. Does this happen often?
No, it's sort of a general lockdown procedure in case any ghosts or monsters or anything like this happens. Because, fantasy world and crazy stuff can sometimes happen. But yeah, until this gets sorted out, until we can contact the Adventurers Guild and guarantee and get people into town to hunt down whatever specter that was, everything is canceled for the day. Sorry guys, the gig, nothing's going up. We got to prioritize people's safety. You're more than welcome to stay here though while things are in lockdown.
I'd like to do a huddle with the gang, if that's okay, just out of earshot.
Sure.
I'll go.
I arrive at this point with some bags of things. And just
You fully left and came back. What kind of things do you have?
So I got myself. I don't know why, but in my head, I have a picture of like I've been to some designer shops, and I've got like some really nice sunglasses, Gucci bag, pimp jacket. Like I've really dolled myself up.
Looking bougie.
I'm going to say remove all of the money from your character sheet right now.
Sorry?
Remove all the money from your character sheet.
I don't think you had any, Josh. Like,
Great. You should have had some, and now you don't have any. You have 0 money. Make sure that you make note that you have no money.
Where's the money?
So,
Be under equipment.
there's an equipment box at the bottom in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And these little things that say CP, SP, etc. Those stand for copper pieces, silver pieces, gold pieces, electrum pieces, and platinum pieces, which are all the different kinds of currency.
Right. So I got a 0 and all more?
All of them, yeah.
Okay.
Whatever money you had from pirating, you have, and from selling biscuits for an exorbitant price in Garrett Seal, you have spent pimping yourself out.
But I look dapper. I look seriously dapper.
and I'm glad that looks amazing in your imagination. Congrats. Well done.
I've got like handbags, shades.
Very nice.
Glorious.
Okay, Tombar is coming into the huddle then as well. So Gnurgle explains, I think that there could be a little bit of extra reward for us if we put our heads together. Seems like this town is rather scared by these specters, but you and I both know that that is not a real ghost. Perhaps we can offer our services and perhaps take a little cut of money in order to solve the mystery.
I think that sounds an excellent idea.
That sounds like a great idea because I just spent all of mine.
As much as I am handsome, I am not very charming. So can I suggest that somebody goes and speaks to someone about our offer?
Sure, no problem.
I'm assuming we're going to speak with Hugo and Vanessa on this one, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, then why don't?
Then why not go for me? That's a great show. I can see even more money.
He is pimped out right now.
He is pimped out. Can we attempt to disguise him?
I'm going to say, for the sake of this, that he is already disguised.
All right. Yeah. Are you good at talking to people? People like you?
Sure. Well, yeah, I can talk.
You changed tones halfway through that.
So?
Yeah, I can talk.
By all
How
means.
articulate I am. I've got pauses in between words to kind of illustrate my intelligence.
All right, well then, my charismatic friend, let's go.
Sweet.
Incroyable. So you guys were going to go and talk to Hugo and Vanessa Autumnson.
Yeah.
Amazing. Tombar Jollysnorkle at the head with his new clothes, indistinguishable from his former self. The three of you head on over to the Autumnson Villa. It is just outside of like town, as it were, down a lovely long path with hedgerows on either side, and sort of opening up into incredible gardens and this incredible mansion. Which
Nice.
you can see servants bustling about and partygoers having like gotten inside, and the servants are trying to like board up the windows. And
It's to ghost.
it gets to ghost. And what have you.
Nice.
But yeah, the doors are still open, and the servants and partygoers and people seem to think that you up front, Tombar, are like one of their number. They got left behind. They're like, come quickly before the ghost comes back.
Yeah. While you're at it, I then turn to one of the servants and be like, while you're at it, can you like make me a drink and get me some fancy food to snack on?
Of course, sir.
Sweet. Can you also take me to the master of the house? I would like to speak to him. I have a proposition regarding his situation.
The lord and lady can be found in the safe room, sir, if you'll follow me.
Splendid.
You go down into a basement sort of area, but it's still incredibly lush and grand. And there is like an enormous safe, like full foot thick
Like
magical steel. And it looks like this incredible panic room / nuclear bunker that they have created in downstairs, but inside are enough is enough space and provisions and lodgings for servants to last them a very comfortable existence for like years down here.
Awesome. Sweet. So, is this steel door open or?
It is open at the moment. Yes.
So I'm like, knock, knock, knock. May I come in, good sir? I have a proposition regarding your situation that I think you might be interested in.
And who are you, my good man? Who are you?
I am Lord Snorkleton of Jollymore Manor.
Oh, Jollymore Manor. Do you remember Jollymore Manor, Vanessa? Oh, I don't know that I've heard of Jollymore Manor. Whereabouts in the country do you find yourself from, Mr. Snorkleton?
In the furthest reaches of the realm.
Great.
I happened across this far corner during a call out, you see, because I am a ghost hunter by trade, and that is how I have procured all of my wealth.
I need you to make me a deception check with advantage for 2 reasons. First, they want to believe you because you look like you're rich. Second, they want to believe you because they desperately want there to be a ghost hunter.
I am a +1 on deception.
So what you're going to do is you're going to roll the 20-sided die twice and take the highest result.
19.
19 on the die +1.
20.
Unnatural 20 is very
Dirty
good.
20, baby.
Indeed.
Yeah, boy.
You guys have seen him fumble quite poorly when he tried to steal from people, but he might be a really good con artist. As you see, his lies are smooth. He knows exactly what to say to appeal to his audience, and the Lord and Lady Autumnson go wide-eyed and think, "Oh, well, Lord Snorkelton, somebody of your particular skill set would be absolutely perfect. You see, we're being accosted by the ghost of Percival Windbrand."
I heard, and when I did, I just had to run to your aid. For a modest price, I am happy to see to your problem.
Well, considering it's our entire fortune that's on the line, I suppose 100,000 would do the trick.
100,000? Is that in gold pieces?
But of course.
Ooh. Is that good?
It's good.
Yes. Then it's a deal. 100,000 for me and my team.
They regard your team. You curry favor with a ranger from Thorogrove and a small hedge.
That is correct.
You refer to Gnurgle as a small hedge.
That is what they're doing, yeah.
They called your character a small head, not just
No, DM doesn't say anything.
Yes.
Small Hedge is quite proficient in the arcane arts.
Yes.
By the end of this, we all need to have nicknames. I've got Gwen, we got Small Hedge, and we've got Lord Snorkelton of Jollymore Manor.
Sounds good. Where do we go from here? Yes, that is correct. I do work with them.
Well, of course, when you have successfully exorcised this pestering spirit, we will be sure to reward you accordingly.
Really?
In the meantime, we are going to stay locked up in our safe room.
You stay put, and me and my merry band will see to it. And then he kind of like he has like a sort of like a cape.
Yeah.
He like gives a swish, and he like goes, and then like flutters off with like the utmost flamboyance and swagger, and then like all of the servants like frantically running around and like, and I go, like, yeah.
You start to swirl off, but before you leave this sort of area, just because I'm aware we've got some stuff to pack in, you feel a chill in the room, and the light feels very gray and cold, and down the steps floats the ghost once more. And it floats through you, and you feel a chill as it floats straight through you, Tombar, and makes its way towards the open safe room. And you see, they're like, close the door, close the door! But the servants are cowering in fear as Percival makes his way forward and says, "You were told what you must do, or vengeance would be wrought upon you. Now you seek to exorcise my spirit by hiring these crack jobs. I say this must be punished. Have a taste of my vengeance." And you see, he floats up to the lady Vanessa Autumnson and takes her face in his hands, and you watch her hair go white and lines of age appear on her face as the life seems to be drawn from her, and she ages until she is an elderly woman before your eyes. He says, "This and more will be wrought upon you until you are like me, skeletons and spirits doomed forever to walk this earth. Do not make me come again. Return the land you stole before the night." And he disappears through the wall.
Trying to see if there's a caster anywhere. Anyone casting any spells?
Yeah, that kind of magic could only be cast within about 30 odd feet in it. It's going to be pretty close.
It would be pretty close. You guys start looking around, and as the spirit disappears and the warmth returns, the younger man who you saw in the inn comes rushing down the stairs, and sort of goes, I couldn't do anything when the ghost came in, but is everyone all right?" And he looks over and sees what's happened, and he goes, oh no," and he goes, "What do you want, Pierce? You're not welcome in my home. Get out! Get out! Can't you see that my wife is hideous?" And she says, "Hugo, why would you say such a horrible thing about me?" She does look quite hideous. And Pierce goes, "I'm only trying to help. I don't care about this whole family feud between our families. I was barely a part of the Windbrand family."
Mr. Windbrand.
And yes, I saw you before. You're the bassist who was going to be playing the gig at the inn.
I have a couple jobs, indeed. Perhaps it's best.
Hugo looks at you like, huh?
You know, the ghost hunting band. I mean, like,
Oh, of
I
course.
said I was on tour.
come on.
It seems you have a familial connection to this ghost. Often there are connections to the lands, perhaps burial remains that bring them here. It might be best if we go over to your estate and investigate. It might be connected to you. He could come after you next.
I suppose anything's possible. Yeah, we always called him, he's not technically my uncle, but Uncle Percival was eccentric in the extreme. He's buried by the estate. You're more than welcome to come and have a look. Anything to stop these horrible things from happening.
Lead the way.
And you leave the servants and Hugo to fuss over the now very elderly Vanessa Autumnson, and make your way to the Windbrand estate. It's the same sort of vibe, but instead of fresh opulence and servants and bustle, this place is empty and has been ill-kept for some time, it seems. There's a sort of, a dark sort of dust and cobweb feel about the whole place. The whole thing is very sort of haunted house kind of vibe about it. Wind blows through. Shuttered windows where some of the boards have fallen down, et cetera, et cetera. And he goes, I inherited this not that long ago. I haven't really been able to figure out what I'm going to do with it. I'm only in town to sort of appraise it and see if I can sell it on, because I don't have the funds to maintain a villa out in the country. But yeah, I've got the keys. He opens the door. He shows you where Percival is buried, and it's quite a large tombstone, but it's just a grave out front. Or out back, rather. That makes more sense. Yeah, whatever you guys want. Whatever you guys need.
Mr. Winburn, what's your profession?
Oh, I'm a minor nobleman. I don't need to work. But the money that I do have is not enough to cover such an incredible investment as this.
Of course. Does he have any spell components on him?
I guess do an investigation check. Anybody who wishes to can make an investigation check. Or if you'd prefer not to look on his person, but try to like figure out his character, you could do an insight check.
Either or, though.
Either or.
I've just rolled 17 for investigation.
Very cool.
I'm actually going to do insight because it's better for me. Doesn't matter, I rolled a 5.
I'm gonna do. What are the things? Investigation.
Investigation. Or an insight. An insight is sort of, yeah, like see if you can tell if somebody is lying or like what their character is like, that kind of thing. Whether they're trustworthy.
Ooh, we've already got insight. We've already got investigation.
But she rolled very poorly on her insight. So you can try to get better than her.
Oh, so I'm gonna go insight then.
Incredible.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll. You ready? Rolling on insight. Oh, 9. Plus 10.
9 plus, so 10, your modifier will be 0 for that.
Oh, no, my modifier is 1.
So plus 1 is 10. I see what you mean.
10.
My apologies. So yeah, you're with your 5 and your 10.
It's a 9. It's a 9 after modifiers.
You got a 9 out of 10. With your insight on this guy, it seems like this dude is a bit freaked out. That his uncle's come back as a ghost. But yeah, you can't really tell anything about his real character besides what he's professing, right? Gnurgle, you look on his person, and you can see that he has a sort of a holster for some kind of magical item, but it is currently empty. There is nothing in that slot.
Like a wand shapey, particularly.
Yeah, kind of. It looks.
A wand holster.
He's got kind of like a wand holster, that is currently empty.
I'm gonna challenge him on that. I'm not gonna just make a mental note, but in not an aggressive way. I'm gonna say, I see that you practice magic. I can perceive that you have a holster for some kind of channeling device.
Oh, that was I went into town and I went to Madame Mad's augury auction and got a cheap wand with some prestidigitation magic on it, but it was crap and it broke almost immediately, so I threw it away.
Madame Mam's shop, yeah.
Madame Mad's augury auction.
Leave that.
With a 9 insight.
Yeah,
yeah. You can't
can I? Will I be too OP if I was to do an insight as well?
It would not be too OP. This is a new instance, so you absolutely may. You may do an insight.
Not so good. 6. So yeah, he's being very sheepish.
It's
very good.
Yeah, it's he could be lying, but you just don't know.
Okay. Fine. How did your father pass away?
My father's alive. That
Uncle.
my father's cousin, Percival.
Oh, okay. Sorry. How
No,
did Percival die?
no, that's all right. Percival, uh, Percival was quite eccentric, and you know, if you believe the stories, he died at the dinner table in the middle of an impassioned speech about how his family had come to ruin by the hands of the Autumnsons, and he just stopped mid-sentence and had died and just didn't move after that. I don't know if those stories were embellished at all, but it is Uncle Percival, so it's entirely possible.
And how long has he been deceased?
It's been like a couple weeks, a few weeks, enough time for them to do like a funeral service, and for his will to be processed, basically.
If you don't mind my asking, the estate didn't go to your father; it went to you. Was there a particular reason for that? Were you close?
I didn't think so. I don't know. I don't know why the estate went to me and not to my old man. Maybe Percival thought that my old man's already got enough. I don't know.
All right. We're just trying to get a picture of everything.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Dead.
Sorry?
Yeah. No.
Oh, what she said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
I'm exhausted for the rest of the gang. Sorry, in regards to my questioning for him, I'd very much like at some point to go and see Madam Main. Is it? Sorry, Madam Mad. Yeah.
I will say, with
yes.
your higher investigation from earlier, just taking a quick peek inside, you can see some mud foot tracks that come in from one of the side servant corridors. That seem a little bit out of place in this old place. It looks like somebody has been in here since the last time it rained and didn't use the front door.
Okay. I'm going to secretly relay that information to the party.
Yeah.
So I'm not in the building anymore now, but I did pick that up when I was in there. Okay. Fine. I want to make a mental note of potential windows that could have led to those footsteps in relation to where they are coming from outside the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to make a mental note of that if I can, to at some point come back and investigate again, if that's okay to say.
Cool beans.
Can I make like a survival check to see how recently the ground of the grave was disturbed?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
What other checks are there available? Like, can I do like, are there like different?
So yeah, each skill kind of pertains to a different kind of thing that you can try to be doing. If you guys want to go back into, I didn't realize that you had actually gone inside the estate, but if you wanted to do some investigating perceptions while you were in there, there's potentially.
I mean, if he lets us in, we could
He's
do that,
yeah.
or we could go to Madame Matt's.
Might be a lock picker and like
Do you want to try going around seeing if there's a locked door?
Yeah,
Okay.
so go around and see if there's a door that so we're at the, and then break in.
From the outside, or the doors inside, you want to try to check?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, if you'd be so kind.
Perception check. Seven plus 8.
The doors seem to be open inside to your eyes.
Okay.
Um,
I'm gonna go. So I go in. Wait. So we're inside the.
yeah, let's say that we're inside, so you
Okay.
can do whatever you want to do inside. First, let's get Gwen. Let's get you doing your survival on the.
That
ground.
was a 23.
Well,
I rolled a
Um,
19. I'm very pleased. Been rolling like 5s.
incredible. The last time that it rained would have, you remember, you're still in the same kind of area as Garen Seal. You remember the last time it rained was like a week ago. And so that means that somebody came in here like 7 days ago via not the front door.
Okay. And I was checking that's good to know because I wanted to check on that later, but I hadn't said it yet, so that's helpful. But I was also checking how recently the ground of the grave had been
Oh,
disturbed.
the grave, that's right.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But
The ground...
I would have done that as well. So.
Gotcha. My misunderstanding is helpful.
Yes, it is.
The ground of the grave does not look. It looks like the burial happened a couple weeks ago, and it has not been disturbed since.
Okay. Cool.
There you go.
Thank you. Can I just ask, how recently did you come into town, Lord Windbrand?
Oh, I only came into town yesterday.
Has anyone been looking after the estate?
No. It's been abandoned for ever since Percival died.
All right. Are you the only person with a key?
As far as I know.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna relay the information to these guys, like whenever we're like in a room that he's not in or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Easy enough. Yeah, you go inside, and there are lots of like sheets over furniture and that kind of thing. There are bookshelves in corridors, and an entrance to a smoking room, and upstairs an office and that kind of thing.
Does the office have any magical books in it? Like books on magic?
Books on magic?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is you don't even need a thing for this. Most of the books in here look quite dusty, like they haven't been opened in ages, but there is one that is fresh and blue, and seems to be a book on divination. In the shelf here.
Can I be? I mean, unless you wanted to have a thumb through it, Alberta. I was going to take a look at that, see if I
was gonna pass it to you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to do some arcanery stuff all over it, please. If that's all right.
Absolutely. You go ahead and grab this book and open it, and you discover that there is a compartment that has been cut into the pages of this book, and inside is a key.
Oh, well, I didn't need very much magic for that. Okay, yeah. One key. Bear with me. How do we feel about taking this key without causing any alarm?
Yeah,
Totally.
go ahead.
Absolutely. Fucking
Okay.
do it.
I pocket the key, and I make people aware that I have found the key. We just need to find a locked thing. Can I make out of it's for a door or a small chest or?
This looks like it is a key to a door.
Okay.
Ooh. At which point I say, this looks like it is a key to a door.
Congratulations. Yeah, you've solved the case. It's a door key.
I told you it'd be useful.
Okay. So obviously there's somewhere super secret that we need to find. Shall we have a look and see where the footsteps went?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can follow up on that. Would like to.
100%. The footsteps went up the stairs, and you can see that they do fade as the person's shoes dried as they came inside. They seem to fade sort of in between the office where you guys are currently and a smoking room, and there's sort of a bookshelf a bookcase rather in the corridor between these two rooms.
I've read about these. Can I search and see if there's a book lever? I've heard rich people have these.
Yeah, you go ahead. Just a quick investigation.
Can't roll. 11.
That's fine. You know exactly what you're looking for. So after perhaps a couple more minutes than
A little embarrassing.
would be cool. You happen upon the right book, and this this bookshelf goes and there is a door.
After you, gents.
On through.
It's locked.
Oh, well.
It's the easiest puzzle in the world.
Let's see if we can work this out, shall we? Yeah, I take my key and I insert into the gap where the keyhole is.
We went a few different places in that sentence. It just kept going round.
I'm sorry.
Around.
I am
No,
sorry.
I do it all the time.
Glorious. You open up this door, and there is a room in here, in between these two rooms in the layout. You can see that this is sort of. There is a smaller. It looks like almost a cross between a storage space and a smaller office. There is a. This is a windowless space. So there's a small desk. I will quickly run through what you see in this room. There's a small desk with a couple of candles that look like they're like half burnt on top of it. There is an unsent envelope with a little symbol of what looks like a little spider on it. There's an enormous painting portrait of a nobleman that covers most of the back wall. This person, it's interesting. almost looks like the ghost you saw. It's got similar features. You see some crates. One of them's open, and on the side it says enhanced magical crystal balls, and you see a bunch of like glass balls in these crates. And on the desk, you also find a ring with a bloodstone embedded in it, and a sunburst pendant, which is a holy symbol of Pelor, who's a god of the sun and of harvests.
Oh.
Mr. McGregor.
Hello. I will the build.
Gwen doesn't know these things. Gwen doesn't know these things.
Context for anybody who's watching. Alberta and I have a campaign that is a home game, and one or more of these items are familiar to that game. But I will not share which.
Ooh.
I'll let you guys decide what you're doing first, because I gotta sit on this for a second.
I gotta get in my car because
I just became a different person for a second. Okay.
So I would like to do some arcanery dribs and drabs, bits and
Yeah,
pieces on everything.
100%.
Can I do a general one, or would you like me to do individual?
Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Okay.
For everything.
21.
Ooh.
With a 21, you can say with certainty that nothing in this room is magical.
Really?
Absolutely nothing is magical in this room.
nothing
is-
is magical in the room.
Yeah.
What? Not even like bloodstone? What's a bloodstone do?
It's a type of stone.
Oh, it's just a color
It looks like blood. The
It's
color.
ornate.
Yeah, it's an ornate thing you embedded in jewelry, and
Okay.
but there are no magical qualities to any items in this room. Even the boxes full of enhanced magical crystal balls.
It's all just gumph.
It's gumph.
Can I just do a history check into the religious stuff?
Sure. The sunburst pendant is again that's a holy symbol of Pelor. This is anybody who seeks to have
Or religion
blessings.
check, yeah.
Yeah, they're. I won't make you roll for it. It's general sort of knowledge. Pelor is one of the good deities. He's all about making harvests bountiful and obviously the weather good and what is needed, and it's generally just a patron of good stuff.
Can I
Does it look old?
Yeah, fairly.
Why would you have a secret room with stuff that is gumph, but also have some religious symbols? I mean, he's not going to be out there for being into Pelor in this part of the world. It's just like, your bog standard deity, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's really standard for Grandia.
Normal thing.
Go on, sorry. Carry on, Alberta.
I was just going to ask if I could investigate that envelope.
You may investigate the envelope. Hello.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Special guest star. Oh,
We have a new Tabaxi party member, everybody.
His name is Ziggy.
that was
Ziggy.
my best friend's cat's name for like most of her life. He lived to be like into his early 20s.
Wow.
Oh, beautiful.
It's a lovely cat.
Oh. We've been distracted, but it's for a good thing.
Absolutely.
And you forgot about the envelope and moved
I
right
will
along.
never forget about the envelope. First and foremost, do I recognize this stamp? Does Gwen recognize this stamp?
Yes, this little symbol seems to be of a golden spider with some emerald eyes.
Does that mean anything to Gwen?
Wouldn't mean anything to Gwen?
Okay.
I've heard. Sorry. Go on, carry on. I apologize, I jumped in.
It's all good. I'll open it.
There's nothing inside.
It was sealed?
It was not sealed.
Oh, okay. Is it addressed to anyone?
Is it fully not addressed to anyone.
Fully not addressed to anyone. All right. I'm gonna pocket it.
Pocketed.
Yep. What about you guys?
There's... What are the items again? There's candles.
There are a couple of candles by the desk that are sort of half burned down. There are crates full with the labeling that says enhanced magical crystal balls. There's like 10 odd crates of those. A ring with a bloodstone in it. The envelope that she's now got, and a symbol of Pelor, who is the sun god.
There's a big painting.
And a big painting.
Behind the painting.
Dun 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 dun
Check
dun
and
dun
see.
dun dun dun.
How do
You would like to remove the painting?
Yeah, tear that thing down.
How tearing down do you want to be of this painting? I just out of curiosity.
I don't know. Maybe like, does it take up the entire wall, or like at their edges? Can we remove this thing? Behind it.
It's pretty enormous, but you can like awkwardly bring it down.
Okay, so I awkwardly bring it down.
I'll help.
I won't.
You won't, and you can see behind. There is a compartment behind this painting. It looks like a little safe sort of thing, but it doesn't look locked. Looks like very, very slightly ajar. And if you open it, you can see inside that there is nothing in there except for a little note that says, "Get what is yours."
Ooh. Okay. So presumably I'm gonna be like, "Hey, fellas, I found this."
Does
Yeah,
the note match the like width and foldiness to the envelope?
It does not.
Does not. Okay.
Oh, it does not.
No, it looks like it's a different kind of paper. It looks like it was torn out of a notebook, or just were torn. But it's a very, very lovely printed script.
Is it like the kind of script that might have come from a book? Is it
That's
a page,
so cool that I have to say yes.
Is it a page torn from a book?
Yes.
Torn? Is there any chance that it was torn from the book that we found earlier? That book.
Yes, there is a chance that that's the
Wait.
case.
Book. Did we take that book with us?
Sure, you can say that you did.
Okay. Should we flick through it and see?
Cool. It looks like, it doesn't look like it alluded to any specific greater context, but was taken out of this book.
Ooh.
Indeed. What?
There are a couple of other passages that seem to have been ripped out.
Okay.
I'm gonna start looking through the desk, looking through drawers, but also looking for secret compartments.
Yeah.
You don't, I'm going to say right now, you don't find secret compartments. You look through the desks, and the only thing you can find are a couple little specks of ash in one or two of these drawers.
Gnurgle, does this mean anything to you magically? Is it...
There's
Again, there's nothing magical in this room.
niched on Magica, regrettably.
Not a component for anything?
How much ash are we talking about? Are we talking about a small pile of ash, or...?
It's a very small amount of ash. What you can see is it kind of looks like if somebody had some of these drawers open and burnt something and intended to sweep away the ash that they burned, of the thing that they burnt, and just some of it got into these desk drawers.
I
Is it
see,
like
so... Go on.
Oh, like a piece of paper amount of ash?
Yeah, like pieces of
Yeah.
paper were burnt, kind of ash.
Okay.
Alright, let's think. What have we got so far? We've got a spell book, some missing torn out pages. We've got a page that appears to be from the spell book, and then there's some ash from burnt paper. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's what you got.
Does the bloodstone ring have any significance to Gwen?
Has no significance to anybody. Anybody here? Yeah.
Anybody here?
I mean, it's going to have significance to somebody
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
Did the bloodstone belong to the family who are being terrorized by the ghost whose name I've forgotten?
To the Autumnsons?
Yeah, the Autumnson.
If somebody wants to give me an intelligence check super quick. So this would be, as opposed to in your skill list, I'm asking for not a specific skill, but just to use the modifier in your intelligence.
10.
Do you want... I mean, I've rolled. I don't know if anybody specifically wanted to give their score, though.
Oh, I thought we were just all rolling.
Yeah, all right, yeah. I'm 13.
I'm 9.
This is why we're the reserve list.
There is no rhyme nor reason to what this ring is.
I'm taking it.
Taken.
No, I think
Unless
so.
anyone else wants it, but
No, by all means.
yeah. I'm just pocketing things we'll come back to later.
Okay. If I walk around the room and press X like I'm in Resident Evil, I'm not finding anything else, I'm assuming.
Any shinies?
There are no more shinies. These boxes with the crystal balls in them have a little thing on the back that says, bought from Madame Mad's augury auction.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, I know if we've cleared the room, I wouldn't mind going to see where the footprints came from and sort of going snooping around that way.
Mm-hmm.
And also going to go see this lady with her sale stuff. But I can't think of anything else to do whilst we're here.
It feels like that's about all you guys have here. At a certain point while you guys are in this room, Pierce is going to catch up to you guys and see that you, after you've done your investigating and taken whatever you're going to take, shows up and sort of goes, sorry?
Loot the whole place.
And yeah, after you've looted the whole place, he sort of goes, oh, secret room, cool. That's a painting of Uncle Percival. We always knew that he had one done, but he never hung it up anywhere, so we never knew where it came from, like where it ended up.
Can I do an insight check to see if he's lying?
You can.
Can I also?
Yes.
Thank you.
Do insight.
Do it.
I rolled 23.
Whoa.
17, but that 23 is nice.
I got I got 20. I got 20.
Wow. Holy crap, you guys. I can tell you that he with those insight checks,
You've solved the case.
you solved the case immediately. I can tell you stuff that you didn't get before when you were doing nines and what have you. Pierce comes in and makes a great show of being surprised. First of all, this is a painting of an Uncle Percival. Again, it doesn't really look like the ghost that you saw. Kind of, but not quite. So there was that. And he's very clearly gone, oh, wow, like a secret room. How crazy. He, with a 23, man, going up with a 17, he definitely knew this room was here. With a 20, he's got like a layer of familiarity with this place and everything in it, and is like, you can see him like looking around to see if anything has been moved, and just like clocking everything in the room. And with a 23, you can tell that he is, despite what he was saying about being super helpful and stuff, is really quite hostile secretly towards you three.
Okay. Does he have a resemblance to Percival? In the picture?
Yes.
Okay. But does he look a bit more like a ghost?
He does not look like the ghost. It's more like the difference between the ghost and the painting is it's almost like if you tried to replicate a painting but you weren't a terribly good artist.
Okay.
That's what the ghost looks like.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you spend much time with your Uncle Percival?
Oh, well, I mean, Dad always made us spend a certain amount of time with him. You know, well-to-do, very, very rich, eccentric guy. But like different generations sort of thing. I didn't really like him very much growing up. I don't know really why he left all this to me, anyway.
Why? Excuse me if this is going to, speaking ill of the dead, but why didn't you like him very much?
Oh, just he seemed, he was always harking on about that one deal that he made where he lost the land that would have, made our family super rich, and how unfair the king's judgment was. And he never talked about anything else. He was totally obsessed. These insights, I'm going to say, are like continuing. He's layering truth in, but like you can tell that he spent quite a bit more time with his uncle than he's saying, and potentially listened much more keenly to these stories than he's making out.
Prime suspect number 1.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, we've got a few clues that we need to go follow up on, but we'll be in touch.
card.
You produce a card?
Kidding.
Cool beans. You guys exit this room, and as you're exiting, the house gets cold and the light gets dim. And emerging out of the painting becomes the ghost.
Oh no.
Oh,
Ah,
Julie. Oh no.
the ghost says, "You have gone into my house, and I don't like that. The three of you had better stop, or innocents will die."
Okay. Shall we head out?
Yeah, bye.
No, you don't.
Do like an insight check on the ghost, see if he's lying or not.
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like Tombar would do an insight check on the ghost.
The illusory ghost. Amazing.
Yeah. Insights to see if someone's lying, right?
Yeah, that kind. Yeah.
I'm gonna do an insight check on the ghost. I got a 15.
If it wasn't apparent from the ridiculous ghost voice, somebody is acting like a ghost.
Oh.
Is Pierce around?
Yeah, he's there.
Does it look like he's casting anything?
It does not look like he's casting anything. It does not look like he has a wand or anything like that.
Very peculiar.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, we just walk out.
He kind of goes, "Uncle Percival, what's..." He's like, "Don't worry, nephew. What should have been mine will be yours." Ah.
Well, it looks like you have nothing to worry about then.
But why must innocent people suffer, Uncle? I must force the Autumnsons to give us what we deserve. They won't do it. They know that it's the right thing to do, but they will not do it unless I take extreme measures. This is for the good of our family. And then my soul can be at peace. Oh.
Well, he's very talkative for a ghost, isn't he?
Yeah. So your uncle a chatty Cathy, as it were?
Chatty Cathy.
Do you guys not have that phrase?
No.
Either, I don't think I've heard that phrase.
Guess it's the North, like, I don't know. Chatty
I don't know.
Cathy. Just a chatty person.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm using that.
Chatty Cathy.
To Europe, Chatty Cathy.
Chatty Cathy. We should head out.
Yeah.
Like these are things that are perhaps a little beyond us. We shouldn't be meddling in ancient affairs.
Yes. I believe we should go and speak to the lady, Madame
Mads, she might be able to provide us with some insight into this.
Spill some beans.
Yes.
You're wasting your time. Many will suffer if you do not desist. Heed my warning. Disappears back into the painting.
Do I see anyone hiding around?
You don't see anyone hiding around.
Okay. Thank you.
Give everybody, if you want to check around, give me perception checks.
17.
20.
Nice.
Thanks. I am
Amazing.
I'm super intelligent and wisdom.
2.
Sorry, 3.
3. Tombar, your leg falls asleep. Yeah, you got like pins and needles in your leg. With a 20, you hear downstairs the sounds of retreating footsteps.
Okay. Fine. I go like wink wink, nudge nudge, like I think there is somebody that has just left the building to my colleagues.
We best get going.
Yes. I said, "Oh, thank you very much for your hospitality, but we really must be going." I sort of like move backwards out of the room, like slither backwards.
Yeah. Far more terrifying than any ghost.
Yeah.
Gnurgle Shroombeard backs out of the room. He sort of says, "Of course, and anything else that I can do to help, I'm sure to. I'll be sure to do that. I just don't want anybody else. You know, already Vanessa's been hurt. I don't want anyone else to be hurt. You know, maybe I'll head over to the Autumnsons and see if we can't sort this out and make sure that the ghost doesn't hurt anybody."
I think they've been quite shaken. It's probably best for you to stay here. They may not understand that you're obviously a very well-meaning man. They may not understand that, though. These things go deep.
I suppose so. If it's okay with you, I'd rather not stay in a haunted house. I'm gonna go back into. I'll go back into town in that case.
All right. Well, we have rooms at the inn. We could put you up in one.
That's kind. I think I'll. That's okay. You guys have to continue your investigation. That's the most important thing. So I'll set something up with Peregrine, Trillian.
Is the inn on the way to Madame Mad's?
Sure.
Well, we're heading that way. We can drop you off. Make sure, guard you.
Well, I'm sure I appreciate that very much. You guys don't seem scared of ghosts at all. You know, two-faced, whatever. And you guys head out and you accompany him, and he goes into the inn. You watch him go in.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I step up to the innkeep and just speak to him quickly, and then I'll come out and join you?
No, go for it.
All right. Mr. Trillium, would you be so kind as to let us know when we come back if anyone's entered or exited the rooms we put this gentleman up in? Just want to make sure he's safe.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Any progress?
We're making strides, and I'm gonna slide him a gold piece.
He takes it and goes, "You don't need to give this to me. I'm more than happy to look out for the safety of anybody and everybody, but I'm going to take it now that you've given it to me." Because,
fair enough.
You gotta, sometimes, money's a thing.
It is indeed. All right. I'll head back out and join these guys.
Cool beans. The mystery of Batterbury town.
I love it.
I've got
turning into Scooby-Doo.
that's yeah.
I meant to tell you guys, I was telling my sibling the premise of this, and my sibling goes, Dungeons and Dragons? More like drums and deductions.
What?
Great.
Amazing.
I was like, oh, bless you.
So yes, everybody who has been watching this, thank you so much for doing so. This is the reserve list. we are going to beat the other team. That's what's going to happen. Tune in again next time, whenever this goes up, to find out how these guys solve the mystery of Batterbury Town. Ooh.
Rock on.
Awesome possum. See you then.
Ciao, Bella. Bye now.
Thank
Bye.
Thank you everybody so much for watching Race to the Battle of the Bands. Be sure to subscribe to watch all 3 of our consecutive campaigns, and check back next week to see what happens in this one. Ooh. Take care, guys.